All right, we back. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? We back at it. Oh yeah, we back at it. It's Friday, people. Friday. TGIF, right? And I'm glad for this Friday. I'm glad it's Friday. Yeah, this volume better be up. Volume better be going. Let me know how my volume is out there. Anybody, somebody, anybody, somebody. How's the volume? How's the volume? Yeah, man. It's a beautiful day to be alive, man. Even this sun is still out. I think I think summer's supposed to start this week or next week. It's supposed to be the beginning of summer, so you know, 2025. It's a blessing to see the summer of 2025. Those of us that are here, just be thankful that we here. Um, my name is Marvin, cancer survivor that um try to share, um, spread the awareness about cancer through my experiences. Um, I usually, do a update every week about what's going on. Me personally, I'm currently dealing with um, recovering from a recent chemo treatment in January. So this is just an update, keep everybody informed of what's going on, and like I said, spread awareness through my experiences, and hopefully somebody can take something from my experiences and it's beneficial to them one way or another. All right, so let's get into it. So for those that do know, I have a bone marrow transplant that was scheduled for the second week of May. Yep, a couple of days ago, but it got postponed. Yo, Piff, what's going on, brothers? Good to see you too, man. Piff is in the building. Yeah, brother. Um, yeah. So bone marrow transplant got canceled. I got put on hold because uh, a slight side effect from I think over medication. My liver enzymes skyrocketed. Right, my liver enzymes was very very high. So my doctors put it off so they could get a biopsy of not only of my liver, but so this is what happened. The liver enzymes went up. Right, last time the liver enzymes was up was in December when I was diagnosed. My second time with lymphoma was in December. December, my liver enzymes was up. So now that my liver enzyme is up again, um, yeah, you can see I'm getting my weight back. Yo, I appreciate you for noticing that, man. I appreciate you for noticing that. I've been eating as much as I can and doing a little bit of exercising as I can. You know what I'm saying? My grandbaby's around, so I'll be picking her up, and the babies, you gotta get the babies what they want, so I'll be moving around. So it's I'm glad you know this, man. I appreciate it, man. And the weight is so I can go into this bone marrow transplant. That's why I'm putting on the weight because I'm gonna have to do chemo again. The body gonna get beat down, so I got to be able to withstand. You know what I'm saying? All that pressure. So crazy thing, I'm putting on weight for this bone marrow transplant, and it got postponed because of this enzymes flaring up. Right. So like I said back in December, enzymes was up because I was re-diagnosed with lymphoma in December, and at the same time my enzymes was high. So doctor was like, okay, if the enzymes is high, again, we got to be careful to make sure the cancer isn't back. You can't have any kind of cancer going into the transplant. That would just defeat the whole purpose of um of going into the transplant because then I'll be exposed to by me going in a transplant. I have no immune system. It's gonna take a while for that new immune system to build back. So if I did have a cancer, they'd have to treat the cancer first, so it will make things worse. So bottom line, my doctors were concerned. They scheduled a PET scan, right? I remember a PET scan scans your body for anything cancerous. So I did the PET scan, waited about a week and a half. I got the results back yesterday. Yesterday I got a phone call, right? Craziest thing, Piff. Craziest shit, bro. My cancer came back again. Third time I'm being diagnosed with lymphoma, right? Cancer came back again, and it came back again in the same area the last time. So here I go again, dealing with this third diagnosis of cancer, of lymphoma. You know what I'm saying? So that's added to the reason why the transplant is now even going to be pushed back even further, because now I have to deal with this I have to deal with this new diagnosis. But the greatest thing is the ends. It's a couple small notches, right? It's not large. It's some small areas, 3 or 4 small areas in my abdomen where the lymphoma is starting to be active again. Now I took a biopsy. I think last week I did a biopsy, right? Um, of the same area. The first time I did biopsy of this area, they put me to sleep because I guess they had to go way deep to get to a certain lymph node. This time, I didn't get put to sleep. They just numbed me up. Took 4 samples, but then the lady that was checking the samples was like, "I need more. I need more sample. I need more material." So, boom, doc broke out the big needle, hit me 3 times, bam, 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 and got enough samples so to check to see what's going on. So, you know, next thing I know, I'm testing positive for lymphoma again for the third time, second time in like 6 months. So, you know, these are the times where, you know what I'm saying, information can make or break you. You know what I'm saying? But my doctors, they sound confident. You know what I'm saying? They sound like there's something that, I mean, because I was like, yo, she told me the news, but I was like, okay, so what else you got to tell me? Like, what's the plan? What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That was my energy. And she was like, yo, I already got a plan for you. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. So, you know, even though it's the third time around, I have a great team, man. I have a great team of doctors, a good support structure that no matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, you can't do nothing but meet it head on and try to defeat it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even tripping. There's nothing I could do. I have to deal with it and face it head on and conquer it. So it's just another journey. It's another chapter. You know what I'm saying? In my book of survival, now I have to deal with lymphoma again. Though God knows why or how this keeps coming back. You know what I'm saying? Only He knows. You know what I'm saying? But my doctors, they have a plan. They have another chemo. This is the third chemo treatment that I'll be doing. This one, I don't have to go in the hospital to do it. I could do it outside. I could just go to the cancer center and get what I need, get the treatment that I need. But you know, it's crazy how life goes, man. These are the times when you know you need everybody around you. You need your support system, you need your family, because you know being diagnosed again is like I'm getting ready to end. You know what I'm saying? Once I got the transplant, I'd have been it. I wouldn't have to worry about cancer again. You know what I'm saying? But it just come back around on me, and now I'm diagnosed again with another case of lymphoma. So life is crazy, man. With the ups and the downs. That's why I'm like, yo, you see, it's the summer of 2025. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be summer. I think next week is the beginning of summer. Yo, y'all gotta enjoy your lives, man. You gotta enjoy your life. When I was diagnosed the first time, I asked my doctor, right? Because I was 38 when I first got diagnosed. I was like, yo, doc, what can I do to make sure I'm here for another 40 years, right? The doctor was like, your cancer and you are on 2 different sides of the spectrum. They couldn't tell me anything. I'm like, yo, what should I go towards or what should I stay away from? Hey, what's up, ma? Yeah, God is the waymaker. You know, like we always talk about. Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here for a reason. So, you know, his plans for me. You know, he still has a plan for me. So I'm just trying to, you know, see what my purpose is and try to serve my purpose through me. Through me, he, you know what I'm saying, he speaks, and this is my experiences. So I guess my purpose is to do this and to spread awareness about what's going on, because for the past 4 or 5 years, this is all I've been dealing with. And, you know, like I always say, it's another challenge. It's another chapter in the book. You know what I'm saying? So, I can handle it. That's the craziest thing. Not a lot of people can handle, what I'm saying, what I'm going through, and I can handle it. So, what I'm saying, let's get busy. That's what I'm saying? Yeah, what's going on? Christopher McLaren. Yo, Deadpool, wagwan, man. Respect to you, bro. Respect to you, CJ. Respect, respect. Yeah, so man, it's it's a process, man, and this is just me being here, coming on, sharing what's going on, so y'all can see what survival, what survival looks like. Like you can still make it. Like just because you get a cancer diagnosis, that doesn't mean that's the end of the world. You gotta keep fighting. You gotta keep showing up. You gotta keep being thankful that you see another day, and keep praying, man. Keep praying. Keep thinking positive thoughts in your head. You know what I'm saying? Don't get consumed with the negative, because then it's gonna be more and more negative, and then you're gonna be trapped and that's gonna, you're gonna internalize that, and then you're gonna become that, and your body's gonna suffer because of that, all that stress you put on yourself. You gotta stay positive, and this is why I come on here and I try to share. You know what I'm saying? And the name of this podcast is Energy Transfer. So, hopefully, if you're out there and you've been diagnosed with something, you know what I'm saying, take my energy as a tool. Like stay positive, no matter what. Just stay positive, and just be glad you got another chance on this earth. And you never know what tomorrow brings. Between technology, science, these new doctors, you know what I'm saying, AI, because that's supposed to be the newest, the craziest thing nowadays, AI. You never know what tomorrow brings and what new therapies and new, things that's gonna come alive in the next year or tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So that's my motivation to stay positive, because I know as the future is gonna open up, what I'm saying, as we, what I'm saying, progress. Yes, ma. I love you, ma. I love you. So yeah, so the enzymes that was high, you know what I'm saying? And this is why the blood work, and so that's why I talk about. See my shirt says one blood donation saved 3 lives, right? And that's the truth. You donate a bag of blood, separates into 3 different parts, and it's able to be given to 3 different people going through 3 different scenarios, and you literally can save 3 people's lives with one blood donation. And this is the reason why I come on here and talk about all of this stuff, because it's important to me, you know what I'm saying, to share what's going on and why I'm still here. If it wasn't for these blood donations, I wouldn't be here today, because, like today I had to get some platelets today, because I was down to like 14,000. So the craziest thing is, for me to do a biopsy, I gotta have at least 50,000 platelets in my body. So Friday, I had to get 2 bags. They had to give me 2 bags of platelets Friday. It lasted me till Monday, right? Monday, I needed a blood transfusion, right? And I've been working on that blood transfusion from Monday until today, right? So it's been slowing down the amount of times that I need transfusions, the amount of time that I need blood and that I need platelets. Something's going on in my body, right? So I'm not sure exactly if it's because of this new cancer diagnosis that's causing my body to react and produce more cells, but something is happening in my body that's encouraging growth. And before, I wasn't able to make no cells. So the fact that I'm able to make cells now is like the greatest thing possible. The greatest thing that can happen to me right now is the ability for me to make cells, because coming from a month or two ago, I wasn't making no cells at all. I was getting platelets three times a week, and blood at least once a week. Now it's not as often, it's not as frequent. You know what I'm saying? And I'm feeling way, way much more healthier. And as Piff said, I've put on about 25 pounds in the past 2, 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Getting my weight back, feeling better about yourself. Because when you got your comfortable weight. When you're not at your comfortable weight, you don't feel comfortable. You feel like, what I'm saying. So I'm getting back my weight. you know, and I can feel how my body is responding. I'm getting stronger. Like I said, you know what I'm saying. My energy's up now. My blood count is still low, right? So I can't overexert myself, but I almost feel like I did before I got diagnosed with cancer. Now I'm not there yet because before I got diagnosed, I wasn't get. I was months. It's been months, like between me getting any blood and platelets compared to when I last got diagnosed. I wasn't getting any, right? So my body was running on a good pace, but I feel close to how I felt. Now, you know what I'm saying, throughout the day, it might go up and down. I might feel tired here and there, but majority of the time, for the past week at least, I've been feeling stronger and stronger day by day, and that was all in preparation of this transfusion. So now we got to take care of this lymphoma, but you know, because of the increase in enzyme. No, this increase in enzyme, it wasn't because of the cancer. The increase in my liver enzyme was because of the pills that I was taking. Because one of the pills I was taking, I think, had a direct correlation to my liver, and I was taking another pill that's supposed to deal with that issue that is caused in my liver. So it got rid of that pill that I was taking, and my enzymes. It's been about a week or two, and my enzymes drastically decreased almost to at normal, right? So the pills caused my enzymes to increase, and that increase in enzyme forced my doctor to do a PET scan. And by me doing a PET scan, it showed that the cancer came back. Now, if it wasn't for the increase in the enzyme because of taking too many pills, it wouldn't have led to the PET scan, which wouldn't have led to the biopsy, which wouldn't have led to me finding out that the cancer came back so early. And that's the key, being able to identify the cancer early. See, y'all gonna always hear me talk about this. Y'all gonna, yo, what's going on, Teddy? How you doing? Beautiful music. That's right. That's right. Um, I lose my train of thought every now and then, but dang, mm, mm, damn, forgot what I was talking about. That chemo brain. Sometimes you be, and then it's like once you look to the left and you look back, it's like, what was I talking about again? I think I was talking about the chemo. Jesus Christ, it happens, man. It happens. But basically, what I'm trying to get across is right. See, I got this voice in the back of my head that's also on the other side of the door. So you know what I'm saying. It helps out to have that voice. Remember what you talking about? Yeah. What you said again? I said you was talking about if they didn't find those lumps, you wouldn't have got right. Tested. So yeah, all of those things happen right back to back to back to lead me to understand, to lead the doctors to send me to get a biopsy. Now these doctors are working overtime, finding slots for me to slip in to get PET scans the day before or the day after, and next thing you know, I got an appointment for a biopsy the next day. So things are being moved around so I could, you know what I'm saying, get dealt with. And because of that, I know that it came back, and it's a couple small nodules, a couple small areas, 3 or 4 small areas in my abdomen that has, you know what I'm saying, sparked up again. So, you know, I always talk about how important it is to um, get checked up, how important it is to understand what's going on in your body, how important it is to stay checked up. Once, twice a year, you got to get blood work. This is mandatory. This is mandatory because if I wasn't doing all of that, even back in December when I was diagnosed the second time, if I wasn't following up and being in tune to my situation, we wouldn't have found out that the cancer came back. So now that it's back again, but we're able to find out it's here so early, you know what I'm saying, we're able to treat. We're gonna treat, and it shouldn't be, because it's not as bad as it was in December. In December, the lymph nodes swelled up, cut off the circulation to my leg. My legs blew up to be twice the size as it is. Like, there was a lot of complications in December because of how long it took for me to realize that something was wrong. But because of, you know, like I said, the enzyme spiking, and in December when I was re-diagnosed again, the enzymes was high. Doctors just doing what they're supposed to do. Check this, check that, do a PET scan, find out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And here we are. I got an appointment in next week to see what, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they got a plan. So we're going to talk about what we got to do and how we're going to approach this. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be back. They say they're going to have me back out here barbecuing before Labor Day. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the plan. That's the plan. So, that's transplant included. So nothing is stopping, you know what I'm saying? It's just being more cautious with what we're doing. Because like I said, if I'd have went into the transplant and not knowing that the cancer was coming back, if it would have popped up on me now, it would have been devastating. It would have been very hard for me to deal with it. So, you know what I'm saying? Things happen, and you just gotta try to find the good. You just gotta find the reasons to be positive. You can't hang on to oh man, I got diagnosed again and blah blah blah. That ain't gonna help you. That ain't gonna help nobody. And a lot of the times you can't. I'm not gonna say you can't show weakness, but sometimes people look towards you for strength and sometimes leadership, and you have to sometimes show that strength, that what I'm saying, we're gonna get past whatever situation we're dealing with. What I'm saying? So I'm glad I got the support system I got, because they keep me positive. What I'm saying? And if you do not have that kind of support system, you can tap in with us. What I'm saying? Holla at me in the messages, holla at me in my email. What I'm saying? Like, that's what we're here for, is to help each other out moving forward, dealing with this issue, because it's not going anywhere. More and more people are going to be diagnosed with cancer. And as me and you get older, everybody that's watching, as you get older, is more exposure to cancer. And your family and friends are also going to be more exposed to cancer. So it's going to, no matter who you are, cancer is going to find a way into your life, whether it's directly between you, your parents, your grandparents, uncle, auntie, cousin, somewhere in the family, it's there. And, because of how we live in today, no telling what's the cause of half of the cancer. So, this is just preparation. This is just preparation to live stronger and be better at learning how to survive. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what this is. Real talk. Through my survival, I'm saying, I'm trying to help you and whoever else survive. I'm saying, the same thing that I'm going through. Right? So, like I said, my body's doing much better. The lymph, the blood count is doing real good. And what I'm saying, I'm just trying to stay positive and wait my turn, what I'm saying, see what my doctor say, so I could get this started and get this treatment on the way. Right? So besides me being diagnosed again with cancer, President Biden was diagnosed recently with prostate cancer. All right. Um, and that goes to show you, no matter who you are, you can't hide from it. You know what I'm saying? Especially at certain age. I think the president is 82, right? The former president, I'm sorry, is 82, and they usually stop um, prostate biopsies at around 70, right? They stop it at around 70. So him being 82, um, if they don't check for prostate cancer after 70, then they're not gonna do a year to year checkup on the president, because by the time you reach that age, treatment sometimes leads you to being exposed to more danger because of the treatment, right? So that's why President Biden's cancer was so advanced that it migrated to his bones. His cancer moved from his prostate to his bones. Now that's something that we all gotta try to, what I'm saying, all men, we all have to try to get to the prostate issue before it moves somewhere else. Right? That's the key. Prostate cancer don't kill you, is what the word is. It's when it moves from one place of the body to the next, that's when it becomes deadly. Right? So the former president had some kind of aggressive case of prostate cancer, and what I'm saying. They said the last time he did a PSA test was in 2024 when he was 70. So this is why there's no recent, documentation of him having a high PSA score. So because of that, you know, it moved to his bones without him even knowing he had prostate cancer. Now, as far as his treatment, I have to do some more digging and find out information about his treatment and what he's, what their plan is. But you know, the time that you're supposed to get tested for prostate cancer is between 55 and 69, right? So that's 14 years of, I think, 14 years of year to year checkup of your PSA, the PSA score, right? And the PSA score is determined by a blood test. It's a blood test, right? That's gonna identify the amount of this specific antigen, the prostate specific antigen. It's supposed to tell you what level this antigen is. Now, your body produces this antigen if you have cancer, if you don't have cancer. So the PSA score has to be real high. I think above a 4 for them to push you further to get more, to look more, to do more testing, more screening to see if you really do have cancer, right? So between the ages of 55 and 69 is when you're supposed to check. That's 14 years. And now, if you ask me, that's not a lot of time. If what I'm saying is 14 years is not a long time to commit to getting checked up, right? These are the most vulnerable years. Most 50% of all cancer diagnoses drop in at around 60, 66. So if you think from like 60 to 70, from 55 to 70, those are when you're most diagnosed with cancer, right? So you really have to, have it in your head that you're going to go and get checked out. These are the times when you have to make sure you get checked out, make sure you go to the doctor, make sure you go to the hospital. It's only 14 years of your life, really, that you gotta, be on top of certain things. You're supposed to, me personally, I have to, because obviously I was diagnosed at 38. I have to continuously um do tests and all that. And I advise you also to, consistently do your regular checkup, your regular yearly checkup that you're supposed to see with your primary care. Please make sure you go do that. But specifically men that are 55 to 69, go ahead and get checked out, man. You have to. It's only 14 years of your life that you gotta get checked. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's only a couple of years of your life where you got to really be on top of things. You know what I'm saying? If you're not previously diagnosed, or if prostate cancer is in your family, then you have to start getting screened at like 45, right? But if you don't have those issues, you don't have to do anything till around 55, right? So when it comes that time, you have to keep up with what's going on, because if something happens in that time, right, by the time you hit 70, you might not be here anymore, right? Because once you hit that age, they're not going to be too concerned with checking you for prostate cancer anymore, because at that age, if you test positive, treatment is not going to really help, because then that's going to pre-expose you to other things. I think the radiation from the chemo treatment is going to cause you to have issues with your bladder. Hey, Agnes, how you doing? It's good to see you. It's good to see you as well. It's good to see you as well. So yeah, the treatment of the radiation that you're gonna go through for your prostate is gonna affect your bladder as well, right? Um, it's gonna damage your bladder. It's gonna be a delayed, reaction. Not right away, but in the future, your bladder is gonna get affected. It can lead to immediate and permanent impotency and incontinence, right? Just from getting the treatment. So once you hit 70, it's not recommended to screen and to treat, because that's going to open you up to other things going wrong. Like I said, um bladder, bladder issues, and also impotency and incontinence. So it's all as well. That's beautiful. So that's why they don't check anybody that's over 70 or in that age group of the former president. And that's why prostate cancer moved from his prostate to his bones. So now, it's crazy. Now he has a bone cancer. I also have a bone cancer. So, I'm interested to know what um what treatment is he gonna go through, or what the plan is, because I can sit where I am at and look what he's going through and kind of like see how our situations are alike, and kind of have an idea how it's gonna be for me in the future. You know, a lot of times when I see certain people, that's like, oh, I was diagnosed 5 years ago, or I was diagnosed 10 years ago, and you still see these people walking around. It gives you a positive energy to be like, okay, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be around 10 years from now saying I'm still alive because I was diagnosed 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? These things that I see, give me energy to see this, and so I see how I can also be, that same example to somebody else dealing with this cancer since 2021, and now being diagnosed for the third time, basically in 4 years, the second time in 6 months. um, and I'm about to do chemo, and I'm about to beat this cancer again and make it to my transplant. It's just to show you, that it's possible to stay positive. And I've dealt with a lot of issues, man. Immune system issues, so many difficulties that, you know, I just want you to use this as an example to understand that, it's not over. It's not over. Every cancer affects everybody differently. Chemo affects everybody differently. You can be diagnosed with the same thing I'm diagnosed with and never spend one day in the hospital. Never. Right? While I spent close to um, maybe at least 6 months, sometimes 2 months at a time. Last time I was there for almost 3 months, when usually you're only there for a couple of days. I ended up being there for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Then coming home extra week, having to recover, and now here I am. You know what I'm saying? Some people go in and come out, no issues. Like, I've seen it. I've seen old women go through their chemo, what, done, walk out of there, and I'm still going for treatment, doing this, doing that, years later. You know what I'm saying? So cancer affects everybody differently, and chemo also affects everybody differently. So you can't you can use me as an example, but you can also use me as an example where your situation might not be as challenging. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that it's not more challenging than what I have to go through, because it's crazy. It's crazy. Yo, what's going on, BC? What's going on, bro? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, BC. Listen, man, the cancer came back. My brother, the cancer came back. Biopsy that I did um, last week is positive for the lymphoma. It's not as large as it's not as large as in my lymph nodes in December. The same lymphoma, but it's in the same area. But yeah, man, the cancer is back again. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I just, like, literally, I'm in the process of getting over the last one, and boom, it comes right back around and just hit me again. But my doctor's got a plan, the treatment plan that I'm gonna start next week. So we just staying positive, man. You know what I'm saying? We just doing what we was put here to do: survive and make the best of the next day. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that I want to do that I still haven't done. That's keeping me. That's keeping my energy up and keeping me positive. You know what I'm saying? That, it doesn't matter what the situation is. Let's get it over with so I can get back to what I need to be doing. That's the mindset. Let's get this over with so I can get back to what I need to be doing. Right now, I should have been outside preparing my backyard so I could farm again. Last year was great. Last year we grew all kinds of stuff in the backyard: corn, peppers, beans, zucchinis, you name it. You know what I'm saying? So yes. Thank you, Agnes. Prayers up, man. Prayers is always up. Prayer is very important. You know what I'm saying? Keep that positive mindset. But we just gotta get back to what we know. And the plan is to get me back barbecuing by the end of the summer. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what the goal is. So, I'm just projecting positivity and just keeping it going, man. Just keeping it going. Everybody's life is different challenges, you know. So it's just that mindset, and that's that mindset I'm trying to push forward to anybody that's in this situation, right? And I always got to take time out to say thank you to everybody that donate blood, that donates. If you're thinking about donating, please do it. If you do donate, I appreciate it 1,000%, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here today. All right, I would not be here today if it wasn't for all these wonderful people that donate blood, give people like me a chance to live. Literally, I've been receiving blood transfusions since 2021, and I'm up to like at least 150, 60 blood transfusions, give or take one or two. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost at 200. I'm up there. Blood transfusion that I did 80. I did about 80 blood transfusions in 2021, and I'm up to about 80 right now. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get blood and I get platelets. And if it's not for that, then I wouldn't be here because I'm not able to make these cells. So I just want to give a lot of thanks, man, a lot of appreciation for those people that do that. And like I said, if you're thinking about doing it, go ahead, donate some blood, man. You'll be a hero to a lot of people, especially like me, because us cancer patients, we need blood on a daily basis just to stay alive, to finish chemo treatment. You know what I'm saying? So important. Without the blood, you know what I'm saying, there's no oxygen going on through our bodies. Without platelets, we can't heal from wounds. You know what I'm saying? Without our cells, we can't fight off diseases. So this is how important it is. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you're gonna always hear me talk about doing donating blood, and things of that nature. So it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? The 23rd is it's a day to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Because we're alive today. You know what I'm saying? And the summer is coming, and it's gonna be it's kind of, New York weather is very dreary right now. It's very rainy and cold in the 50s, but last week was real nice. So you know what I'm saying? The little things to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? And even though there's so much technology around, there's nothing like being outside in the summer in New York, like in the summertime. There's nothing better than that. So you know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to that. Um, so you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter what happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna try to stay positive and share what's going on, and try to help someone, help anyone, because this is what we hear: the people with cancer and the people that don't have cancer. We all got to come together and fight this monster, basically. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. I got the cancer right back in the same area. You know what I'm saying? But like I said earlier, we figured it out that it was there early, and we're going to start treatment next week. So uh, everything goes as planned. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back out there running around in no time. So, just staying positive, you know what I'm saying, and keeping that positivity around. And I come on here, you know what I'm saying, and it's crazy because of my situation. I can't go to places and see certain people, right? Because my immune system is damaged. So when I come online and I can speak to these people online, you can literally see me and ask me questions. Like, that's a beautiful thing that we can communicate and build something that other people can benefit from. You know what I'm saying? Nobody told me that this is what I would be doing, you know what I'm saying, at 42. Like, my mind was way over here, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? At the moment, this is what it's called for. So being able to adapt is like very important. Um, Being able to change, you know what I'm saying, from a negative to a positive, or being able to always be positive is very, very important. Going into the hospital with a positive, you know what I'm saying, state of mind, and pretty much just doing what needs to be done. A lot of the times, everything is not going to solve itself overnight. You know what I'm saying? But because of the issue that I had to deal with, it revealed something else is going wrong. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just take things one day at a time and let it reveal itself. whatever the problem is, let it reveal itself, and then you know what I'm saying, you and your surroundings can attack it the proper way. But I just have to give it up for my doctors, um, that's at the hospital, the doctors at the cancer center, you know what I'm saying? The people that drove my blood, you know what I'm saying? Because every day I gotta go get blood drawn and get blood given, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy to be alive today. You know, so even though yesterday I got the diagnosis that my cancer is back, it doesn't stop me because I already had plans in my head of what I'm going to be doing. So all they did was, okay, you got to add on an extra 20, 30 minutes. It's like you in traffic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, there's something happened up ahead. So it's like extra 20 minutes delay. That's all it is. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you should look at it yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're in this situation or going through anything, it doesn't have to be cancer, right? Because everybody's not going to experience or get diagnosed with cancer, but you know what I'm saying? Survival is the same no matter where you are or what the challenge is. Being in a proper mindset and being able to overcome that's what it takes. So you know, it doesn't have to be cancer; it could be whatever. But you know, staying positive and having a good group of people around you, that's the most important thing to me. There's nothing more important than that motivation, because it's hard, man, to do this by yourself. I done seen people, you know what I'm saying, in the hospital by themselves, you know what I'm saying, that don't get any visitors. And that's one of the things that kind of like push me to do this live, is to encourage those people that don't have the same support system that I do, that it's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Keep fighting. It's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And trust your doctors, right? But just keep on fighting. You can do this by yourself. Let's believe that you can do this by yourself, right? It might take a little longer because you don't have, you know what I'm saying, the right kind of help that you need. But in the short run, your healing process might, you know what I'm saying, be quicker because you're forced to do so many things for yourself rather than, you know what I'm saying, be helped with it. Because I know for me, recovery really started when I started doing things for myself. Yeah, my wife helped me and my kids helped me, but it's the time that I, you know, initiate my own care. That's what really started the healing process. Because if I don't move my own body around, if I don't do these things, I'm not gonna get stronger. I'm not gonna get any more endurance. You know what I'm saying? So it is up to you, but you know, to have that support system is always important. So this is what we try to provide. This is what each of us try to do for each other. This is what everybody that's on this live that commented in this on this page. That's what y'all doing for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm hopeful I'm doing this for somebody else too. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you see this video, whatever situation you're in, I hope that it's beneficial and it can help you in some kind of way. So you know, we're just trying to, you know, keep it positive and keep it going and try to see how many people we can help, how many people we can stop from ended up in the same boat that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Just spreading the awareness, you know, understanding why cancer is, you know what I'm saying, how you can prevent it. And prevention is a strong word, but how you can lessen the risk of you being diagnosed with cancer. You know what I'm saying? And even if you are diagnosed with cancer, you can, you know, get to it early. Um, the other day, Dwayne Wade was diagnosed with cancer because he went and got checked up because his father tested positive for prostate cancer. So now he went and got checked up. Turned out he was I forgot what cancer he had, but Dwayne Wade, you know what I'm saying? So and now you see he's okay. So it's not to say that, you know what I'm saying, being diagnosed is the end of the world. No, being diagnosed early helps you able to get the proper treatment and come up out of there on top. You know what I'm saying? Ahead of time, ahead, because you want to get to it before it moves to somewhere else in your body. That's the key. Finding out that you have cancer before the cancer moves to another place in your body. Because once that starts, it becomes more and more difficult to rid your body, right? It becomes more and more difficult to get the cancer completely out of your body. So this is what I'm mostly, because this is all that matters. And the most important thing is the best way to defeat cancer is to find out as soon as possible that you have cancer. So this is if you take anything away from me, please remember that the faster you find out that you have cancer is the higher risk, is the higher chance of you have for surviving the cancer, right? And the only way that's gonna come is from you doing your screenings, is from you doing your blood tests, is from you going to your doctor and getting a physical exam to see what's going on in your body, to see what changed, right? Cancer have these antigens. Cancer have these things that they leave trace. They leave trace in your bloodstreams, and there's technology now to pick up on these cancer. My specific cancer, my lymphoma, my doctors took a fingerprint of my lymphoma, right? They have a fingerprint of my lymphoma, my cancer. They have a specific fingerprint, so they can test me specifically for that cancer, and that gives them a better idea of how to treat it, because whatever they've tried before didn't work. Now we're gonna try this, but it gives you a faster result of there being cancer because I know exactly what to look for. So screening is the most important thing. Being aware of your family history is also very important, because that's almost as important as screening, is to know what's going on in your family, who had what, you know what I'm saying, and how that might affect you. Like I said, um, the starting age to get checked for prostate screening is 55. But if there's prostate cancer in your family, father, grandfather, whatever, uncle, you have to start at 45. You know what I'm saying? So if it's there in your family, you gotta start early. But if not, you know what I'm saying, around 50, 50, 45, 50 is when you start. And to be honest with you, that's not a lot of time. Between 50 and 70, 55 and 70, that's 15 years that you have to be really diligent and make sure that there's no cancer, because like I said, early detection is the only way that you're gonna beat this thing. All right. So, figuring out um why my cancer keeps coming back, I'm sure I'm gonna talk to my doctors, but they probably won't have the answer to that. Um that's the craziest part though. The causation of cancer is a lot of it is unknown. A lot of it, some of it, what I'm saying, you can pinpoint what caused it, but a lot of it is unknown. And what I'm saying, for me to get lymphoma 3 times, what I'm saying, in a row is crazy. What I'm saying? But there's a lot of positives, because it could be way worse than this. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be really messed up and not looking how as I look now, putting on weight back on. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm saying, I feel like my superpower is the ability to recover. You know what I'm saying, and come back from certain things. So this is just part of the process for me. You know what I'm saying? And I can, what I'm saying, this will be my third chemo treatment. A lot of people didn't make it through their first chemo treatment, because I've heard stories of people that what I'm saying, didn't survive their cancer diagnosis simply because they couldn't finish the treatment. They might have had 5 or 6 treatments, they only did 2, but either the pain or what I'm saying, the issues that come from cancer and chemo, they tapped out. What I'm saying, they tapped out and didn't finish their chemo treatment, and because of that, they're not here today. And I'm about to go into my third treatment. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying? Whatever it takes, that's the mentality you gotta have. That's the cancer survivor's mentality, whatever it takes. Because I have been up and down and been through so many things, and, really build myself back from scratch. Really build myself back from nothing. Build myself back from just, having a mindset of not even having a thought in my head, right? Just being blank, just being empty, just being like shriveled up. I was down to 140 pounds from 185. So, what I'm saying? I was very skinny. Like, literally, I was nothing. I was, for 2 weeks or 2, 3 weeks when I was in the hospital, I was not responsive. I was just out cold. You know what I'm saying? Between the chemo, the side effects, the medications, I was non-responsive for like 2 3 weeks while I was in the hospital. So trust me, I know what it feels like to come back from zero. Literally come back from zero, come back from not having a thought in my head to where I had to be concerned to the point where I had to let my wife know, like, yo, if I don't say anything to you, it's because I don't have anything in my head. If you don't ask me a question, I'm not gonna respond because I don't have that thought. There's nothing sparking anything in my brain right now. I was literally blank. I would just sit there for hours and not say a word. Literally, right? And being so weak that I couldn't even make it to the bathroom, right? But day by day, I'm able to recover day by day. You know what I'm saying? I rest and I get stronger and my body's healing and I'm putting on weight and I'm able to eat. Before I wasn't even able to eat. You know what I'm saying? Stomach used to go crazy. Stomach still go crazy, as a matter of fact. I got my pain medication that I take 2 3 times a day, right? But these things, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm, you know what I'm saying, here to show you that, yo, you can come back from it all, literally. And this is only the fourth year of me dealing with this. You know what I'm saying? Year 10, year 15, year 20. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What's the world gonna say when I'm still here 20, 30 years from now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Survival is very possible. And like I said, technology, AI, you know what I'm saying? There's so much things that's happening, you know what I'm saying? Immunotherapies that were not available 10, 15 years ago is now available for you to try to, you know, deal with the situation accordingly. Better than before. Because before it was just chemo. Now it's different methods to fight the cancer and to get you back on your feet. So coming from literally from zero back to like, I don't know, I'm like 65% right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to 70%. Rehab is very important and it's very possible. You know what I'm saying? So we all just gotta come together, man, and keep that in mind and force the issue of one blood donation. Very important. We're gonna keep saying that because the amount of people that get diagnosed with cancer is going to increase, obviously, because the population is getting larger. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? So the amount of people that's going to need blood in the future is going to increase. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that it's my duty to to encourage more people to donate and to thank those that have donated because a lot was given to me. And you know what I'm saying? At least I can do is thank, you know what I'm saying, the people that have donated and just keep it going for the next generation, for the next people that's being diagnosed with cancer so they can also be able to survive like I'm doing for the past couple of years. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here today, is because of the blood. You know what I'm saying? Because of the blood that's been donated. So, you know, so yeah, man, it's another chapter in the book of cancer survival. You know what I'm saying? It's another chapter of a cancer coming back again. So, we have to put the transplant chapter on hold for now. Deal with this cancer, you know what I'm saying, so we can get to the transplant because at the end of the day, getting chemo doesn't solve the situation, but getting a new stem cell, getting a new bone marrow, getting a new um, factory to produce cells that's gonna see my cancerous cells as an enemy, because my own immune system is not recognizing the cancer, you know what I'm saying, to destroy it. So this is why this is why the doctors have to give me somebody else's immune system to target the cancer in my body. You know what I'm saying? So once that happens, as soon as it pops up, it's not going to linger like it's lingering now. It'll get defeated if it comes back again. And that's always a chance of either the cancer coming back or a new cancer popping up. Cancer is always around. You know what I'm saying? And your body's able to fight it off, but it's just certain circumstances that, you know, it finds a way sometimes to, grow out of control. And that's when you have to like really know what's going on so you can treat it. But it's hard to preventing cancer. That's the hardest thing. But getting to it as soon as it happens is your best case scenario. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is my word to everybody, stay positive, you know what I'm saying? Keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get your blood tested. Make sure you know what I'm saying, you getting your physical exam, because it's not just a blood test. You could tell if something is wrong with your body. Because that's how I found out the first time I had cancer. My stomach was out to here because my inside was swollen. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a blood test. It took a blood test to identify the lymphoma, but my body showed that something was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Besides the pain that I was feeling, and that's another key also, pain and sweat. If you sweat in your sleep, right, and it's not because of you being overweight or, you know what I'm saying, temperature, be careful and try to understand your body, because I dealt with the sweat for a long time. Okay, and my wife, an amazing person she is, says, "Don't worry, babe. I will always be here to save you." So that's the kind of support system I have. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why I'm here so strong, and you know what I'm saying, so strong to be able to share and have, you know what I'm saying, some kind of influence on anybody that's watching this video, is because of my crew. You know what I'm saying? Because of my network. So like I said, if you don't have this kind of, you know what I'm saying, this kind of support system, tap in so we can all come together and help each other out, man. We need, that's the most important thing, is to come together, because that's the way we're gonna really defeat this cancer. You know what I'm saying? It is defeatable. Trust me, you can beat it, and we can eradicate it from, you know what I'm saying, from our lives, but it's gonna take time. You know what I'm saying? Yes, ma. It's gonna take time, and it's going to take a lot of people coming together, right, for this common goal, right? So this is what I'm trying to do my little part. It's just bringing, you know what I'm saying, a certain group of people together, and educating them about cancer. And you know what I'm saying, you never know how your impact might be on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Just by you tuning in, and you know what I'm saying, listen to me share my situations, this is going to help you with your, if you ever come into the same situation, or if you have a family or friend that has to deal with it, you will have some kind of understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? And if you were to be diagnosed with cancer, you can see from what I've went through, that, you know what I'm saying, recovery is possible. And like I said, some of the people that I meet that's been diagnosed 5, 10 years ago, that gives me hope. You know what I'm saying? It's a pleasure to meet somebody that has survived cancer for 10 to 20 to, you know what I'm saying? That's like amazing. You know what I'm saying? I see that and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? So we all just gotta come together, man, and be each other's support system, man. And, you know, continue to donate blood, continue to get checked up, you know what I'm saying? Continue to stay healthy, you know what I'm saying? Eat healthy, you know what I'm saying? Like my mother said, continue to pray, continue to fast. You know what I'm saying? I know she's going through it. Ma, I know you're going through it right now with this situation, but you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you just gotta keep going, man. Just gotta keep praying, keep fasting, keep it up, man. And that's all we can do. But that's not all we can do, but that's a part of what we can do, right? But like I said, I know you're going through it, and um nothing's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be okay, because the doctors have a plan, and I believe I'm here for a reason. And it's my third time being diagnosed with lymphoma. If the good Lord didn't want me here, I would not be here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for a reason. So we're gonna stay positive, and just keep that energy going, that energy transfer that's necessary, right? The energy transfer that's necessary to keep me positive, and I'm pushing it forward, you know what I'm saying, to help you as well. So we just got to keep the wheel going forward. Let's keep the wheel turning forward. And the future is bright. Technology, everything is going to open up soon. So You know what I'm saying? God has a plan. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So, I just want to thank everybody for always checking in, always tuning in, always, in the comment box, always, what I'm saying, showing me love and support. And like I said, hopefully you can benefit from this information and help somebody else in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's going through the same thing or something similar. It doesn't have to be cancer, but just, what I'm saying, understanding, overcoming, what I'm saying, issues and problems, and, what I'm saying, staying positive. Right. So like I said, thank you for checking in, seeing how I'm doing, see what's going on, what I'm saying, in the cancer world, Biden, what I'm saying, him being diagnosed with cancer. And I'll be back next Friday, right? I'll be back next Friday to give you an update on my situation and whatever else I found out that's going on in the world of cancer. So, stay donating, stay getting your checkup, and just stay positive. All right. I see y'all right here back next Friday. All right. I see y'all back here next Friday. And thank everyone, like I said, for stopping by, you know what I'm saying, spending some time with your boy. You know what I'm saying? All right, we out.